Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, your executive producer here, and thanks for tuning in to watch or listen to whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to. In these trying times, we really do appreciate everyone that feels that we are worth their time, and we hope that we're able to give you something entertaining to while away the time as you spend it. We particularly want to thank those of you that feel like we're worth financially contributing to, particularly our $25 and up supporters on Patreon, who are Antitonic, Drevian Alexander, Cat Waterflame, Rowan Parker, and Samantha Bates. Yes, I read that off of a list. Thank you very much for supporting us. I know that in these uncertain times, finances are tough for everybody, so that you're willing to donate to us means a lot to all of us here, and we thank you. That being said, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Star Wars, the Twilight Nights. I'm John. I'm the Game Master. And my favorite Chuck Tingle novel is not pounded by anything, Six Platonic Tales of Non-Sexual Encounters. I'm joined today...
I hate you so much.
I'm joined today... by Craig.
Hi, I'm Craig. I play Crack Tulpa, who is a Quarren Sentinel Artisan and Soresu Defender. I don't know any Crack Tingle. That's Crack Tingle. I don't know any Chuck Tingle novels offhand, but if I had to make one up, it would be gently fondled by my own overinflated sense of self-worth. That would be.
That might.
That's
be
not
one.
about Chuck Tingle. That's about me.
That might be one though.
And my destiny roll. Is it clear?
Yeah, it's been clear.
Because there's 10 terrifying dark side points in there.
Just click the sync.
Yeah, click sync with pull.
All right.
Well, one.
And I'm back to my standard one dark side point because I am no longer crazy light side.
One dark side. Oh wait, do we have a Jack now?
We're back.
Oh hey, I can.
Ooh, hey.
So you
What's
missed
your favorite Chuck Tingle book, real quick?
I don't remember who that is.
Chuck.
Okay.
Know the name.
Pounded in the butt by insert.
Oh, right.
Well, it's not always that. Sometimes it's buttception, a butt within a butt within a butt.
That is also true. God damn it, John.
And now I've got to rearrange
A
everybody.
rising tide raises all butts. That's my favorite.
Also joining me today is Jeremy.
Hi, my name is Jeremy. I am playing Ilyana, Dathomirian, mystic, first-year, dark-sider person. I'm going to go with Quietly Pounded in the Butt by ASMR,
Okay.
which is an actual name of a novel.
Oh, I believe it.
By Chuck Tingle. And for some reason, I get a light side point, which that makes no sense.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Corsarath, the pureblood Sith Makashi duelist. And I'm actually going to go with one that is actually a collaborative novel between Chuck Tingle, Patrick Rothfuss, with cover ideas from Neil Gaiman, called The Wise Man's Butt.
That sounds delightful. I would legitimately read that.
And Aaron.
And I need to roll.
Oh yeah, roll that, but also Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm playing Red, the Miraluka pilot, and I'm sorry I encouraged this, which very well could be a name of one of these books. What's the dark side?
And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Avazia, a Geo Berserker, pureblood Sith. I'm gonna go with Scary Stories to Tingle Your Butt.
Good one. That's a real good one.
I think that's quality.
Light side.
Jack.
Hey, everybody. I'm Jack. I'm playing Josh Ulan, the Chiss Soresu Defender / Protector. And I'm going to be quite verbose and go with Pounded in the Butt by My Reluctance to Buy a Humble Bundle featuring stories with gay characters, as though that had some kind of bearing on my own sexuality or the quality of the product, but then eventually realizing it's pretty good and I'm fine.
Is that a real
the
title?
actual title?
That's a real title.
Yeah.
I'm on
Oh,
his
yeah.
Wikipedia page
Oh, no.
right now.
Yeah.
Chuck Tingle is amazing. Okay,
Chuck Tingle is absolutely the best.
Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Nerese, the droid consular. There we go. And you've destroyed my Google searches from now on. Thank you.
Yes!
You're welcome.
This one is Complete Guide to Time, so that it's pink. That's fascinating. It's a very nice cover.
Actually, I would like
Uh,
to change mine. Seduced by Dr. Bigfoot, Attorney at Large.
There you go.
Okay. There you go.
And one last one before we begin, because this one
I
is
have to roll Destiny.
yeah.
Hang on.
I need to do that
You
too.
two both need to do that, but this is more of a hopeful one than anything else. It's pounded in the butt by the handsome sentient manifestation of my Twitch stream.
That'd be nice.
Oh,
Also, the covers of all of his book are better Photoshop than some of the movie posters you've been sharing, Jeremy.
legit. Well, okay.
Low
That's
bar,
a real
sir.
fucking
Low
low bar.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is, poster maker for 2020's Coven, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Also, how do you have a job?
Anyways,
I got 2 light side.
do we have anybody who is above 80 or below 20 on the morality scale?
I'm at 14.
Getting up there
Not
in the
4
world.
anymore.
You're getting up there in the world.
I mean, that just means I can lose that many more points now.
Exactly.
So,
You flip one light side.
boop.
So we have 5 light, 4 dark. You're still on the up and up, so that's good.
I have a question.
Yes.
And I'm sure you said this just 20 seconds ago. At 20 is below 20, isn't below 20.
Yeah, at 20 is an effective number. Yes. So at 20 or below, or at 80 and above.
Cool. Then yes, because I'm exactly at 20 and I just missed that part of the.
That's fine. So you increase your wound threshold by 1, if you haven't already.
Oh, we did this because
Yeah.
we had this conversation previously.
Yeah.
It's just the
Yep, and
Flip
you flip
it.
the light side.
that I
4 to 5. All right, that's better for me. So
sorry.
that's fine. When last we
I mean,
left off,
Yes, that's how math works.
it is. Though I did a tweet about how math works in my brain. If any of you are interested in how a brain can very badly do math, go take a look.
Irregular algorithms are fascinating, and yes.
I have to. It takes me 10 minutes to do 2 plus 4, but 60 plus 15 I can get like that. It's really weird. My brain
2 plus
doesn't
4,
work
but
right.
also a very weird Chuck Tingle novel.
There you go.
Mm.
When last we left off, the group of Twilight Knights had. I don't have a spiel for today because I've been busy.
Because fuck 2020.
Yes, exactly. I just blame 2020 for all of my problems. When last we left off, the Twilight Knights had made their way to Alderaan to seek the assistance of Archon Panteer. And specifically, when last we had left off, the engine block of the truck that they had borrowed from Corsorat's father. By the way, everyone learned that the Black Pyramid was Corsorat's father. Went away forcefully.
No, it's
And
still
became-
there. It's very broken.
no, it went away.
Not
The engine block is gone. There is a hole where the engine block was.
Well, fine.
As
This
the,
just became the high school AU of our campaign. Oh no, your dad's gonna kill us, Corsaroth!
as the truck catapulted everyone out of it and onto the ground, and looking up, Ilyana sees the vision, or not vision, the actual physical presence of Archon Panteer, standing above you all with what looks kind of like now that you're seeing it in person, it looks more like a staff than a lightsaber, but with both ends of it ignited, showing off these very thin, like much thinner than normal and much more tightly controlled than a normal lightsaber blade, lightsaber blades coming off either end.
Ilyana just says, staring up, just out loud in general to everybody, but clearly by tone of words directed towards one person. Told you I'd be fine.
And Corsorath's line that was mentioned at the end of the last episode as he looks up is, "That was a pleasant greeting, Archon Panteer."
Navazia just looks at Ileana and says, "You're right, he is hot."
Told ya.
Panteer, for those of you that are seeing him for the first time, dark skin, sort of like a really darkly tanned olive skin tone, dark brown hair, shaved on the sides, pulled back tight into a ponytail. The top is pretty hefty 5 o'clock shadow, wearing what looks like to be a combination of like ceremonial armor and robes. It's sort of like kind of almost exactly like, for anybody that's seen it, the Jedi general armor from the prequel series, and Clone Wars and things, where it's like armor chest piece, robes, armor bracelets, armored bracers, armored boots, but like between everything is just robes. Excepting his robes are purple and blue rather than brown and gray and white. In response to being referred to as Archon Panteer, his gaze sort of directed over at Corsorath, pauses for a second. Twilight Knights?
That would be correct, yes.
I feel like this is when Jash kicks his way out of the wreckage. Who's the only one who's actually met Panteer before, and waves, "Yes, it's us!"
Ah, Ulan. Okay. Sorry about the greeting, but
Wouldn't you have
Imperial
asked before
truck.
destroying the car?
That's not how war usually works, Crack.
No, it's not.
It was going to happen anyways.
I'd appreciate if you didn't continue to destroy the vehicles provided to me by my father.
Swift looks at you. His mouth closes. Eyes narrow. Right. And the blades disengage on the staff that he's holding, and it goes, and he sort of twirls it slightly and puts it down like a walking stick now. What brings you all to Alderaan? Actually, before you answer that, let's get you out of the road. And he sort of raises a hand and waves it, and then moves back up the hill that he was standing on, that the truck sort of crashed into when it got hit.
I would like to try to move the truck out of the road with move.
Sure. Give me a move roll.
As soon as the dice pool cooperates with me.
I believe. Let me see what size this speeder is real quick, because that's going to determine whether or not you can move it.
Mm-hmm.
I should have had these books open before, but I didn't, because I'm a professional. Just going to keep saying that, and eventually it'll be true.
It's my strategy.
Right.
Vehicle profiles. It is Silhouette 3.
Oh, then I don't think I can.
Yeah, you need. I don't. What's the strength of your move?
I mean, it's upgraded enough to do it, but I just don't have enough. I only have 2 points, which would only let me move something up to Silhouette 2.
Okay. So yeah, you reach out and try, and it's just the size, even with the substantial amount of it that's no longer there, the size of this machine is just too much for you to move right now.
Crack just sighs and falls into rank behind everybody else.
Jash will just sort of pat him on the shoulder.
Yep. Following along.
He leads you quickly up the hill and into what looks to be like sort of a cavern crevasse situation. And as he approaches, he sort of into the cave, into the back of the cave where you see a very solid wall, and he just continues through the wall, which sort of ripples as he walks through it.
You might still actually be able to move it because you increase the maximum silhouette of objects character move by a number equal to the number of strength upgrades purchased. You may activate this multiple times, increasing the silhouette of the objects you can move by this number each time. So if you've got 2 strength upgrades, 1 force point increases your silhouette you can move by 2, and a second one increases it by another 2.
Oh. Okay.
Reading the Force explains the Force.
I didn't realize it increased exponentially like that. Yeah, then I'll take a strain and
multiplicatively, but yeah.
Yes, you are right.
So take a strain, 1 conflict, and the truck slowly rises into the air, and you move it off to the side of the road.
Good use of a light side point.
Yep.
It is now wrecked on the side of the road, as opposed to in the middle of the road.
No, I was being facetious. That was a terrible use of our precious resources, but I've done it anyway.
You mean those precious resources that we use for the most superfluous nonsense ever?
I mean, I wasn't going to call you out specifically, Jeremy, but
thank you. But I will call myself out.
All right. So then he no longer looks dejected.
I want to see a head. I want to see a head one day. Okay, you're still in space. Anyways.
Okay, so is it illusory? What is it, a project, an image projector? What is
from the ripple that occurred when he walked through it, it looks like a holo projector of some kind.
Okay. All right.
What a fancy one.
Well, one that you can only tell is a holo projector if you walk through it. Kind of thing.
All right.
So
him
like
into the
more
Batcave.
hard light, less see-through kind? Sorry.
Yeah, it looks like a normal wall until Panteer walked through it, and then it sort of electronically rippled, and then it went back to looking like a normal wall.
Which is just to be clear, that's kind of exciting in this setting, right? I mean, most holo projections are that sort of blue transparent,
so
right?
There are 2 different kinds of holo projections, and this is true of this this is true of this era. This is also true of later eras as well. The thing that determines the quality of the holo projection is the number of emitters being used. So when you have the single handheld holo projectors, they've only got a small number of emitters, so that's why it has that sort of blue see-through, like, weird, crappy quality to it.
Okay.
But then there are also droids, even in the Galactic Civil War era, that have enough holo projectors on them that they can convincingly look like a person when the holo projectors are turned on until they're touched. It's a matter of it's a matter of different kinds of holo projectors. Typically the more emitters you have on a projector, the more realistic it looks. So this it's still exciting, technologically speaking, but not unusual necessarily.
Not unheard of to the point where like this is Crack's whole day.
It's just
This is
it's Star Wars. Most
technology.
people like to do it on the cheap. Right?
Yeah, exactly. This is an expensive holo projector as opposed to a cheap holo projector.
Okay. All right.
Walk on through.
Yeah, then Crack will continue to follow the others as opposed to staying here.
You walk through, and immediately on the other side you see a small encampment. A variety of insta-tents that have been put up all around, which are basically like, they're kind of like prefab houses, but smaller and more tent-like. Sort of put up all around the place. A couple of big light poles to illuminate the cave, and about 25 to 30 people, all in outfits that range from full hard suit armor to just civilian clothes, and all of them colored in a very similar blue and purple and a little bit of beige here and there to what Archon Panteer is wearing. Who turns over his shoulder, who sort of waves down some of the soldiers that are standing there with rifles, looks back over his shoulders. Welcome to one of our Panteer compounds. Come on in, we'll chat. And he leads you over towards one of these prefab tents where there is a hollow table that has this depiction of the sort of the planet's surface of Alderaan on it. And as he gets over to it, he sort of puts a hand on it, spins it a little bit, and a mountain range comes into view. It's one of those tables that only shows like a section of the map at a time right now, and he sort of brings it over to where you theoretically are, adjusts it so that you can see the mountain range and the road nearby. All right, so what's up?
Well, the Aeon Cutter has in all likelihood been destroyed.
You're going to need a little bit more detail than that.
An Imperial war fleet led by a Dark Council member by the name of Darth Fluxati appears to have tracked the Aeon Cutter to its location, used a Mandalorian attack to draw them into a area of providing assistance to the Republic in order to ambush and assault. We fled the Aeon Cutter during the attack. Our last known confirmation was that Darth Fluxati had landed on the Aeon Cutter and was proceeding to assault. We have no confirmation of matters, but an amount of residual force backwash implies that the Aeon Cutter has been defeated and individuals have been taken for torture.
Yep.
So you're looking.
Red rattle off the sort of the fleet numbers, essentially, like there were this many of this kind of ship information.
Yeah. He listens intently. You can see, with your foresight on, you can see this sort of shifting in his face. This is a person that is intimately familiar with military matters, and he sort of you can tell he's sort of mentally calculating, what the battlefield would have looked like with the information you're giving him. Confirm the Aeon Cutter was destroyed or simply damaged?
We have confirmation of damage, but unlikely that the Aeon Cutter would have not been, if not destroyed, taken captive.
Yeah. It's not the sort of ship that sinks easily, though it could very easily have been disabled by enough Sith power.
We made the jump before we were able to see any of that.
You have any idea where this Fluxati operates out of?
Uncertain, although the Black Pyramid is investigating his location.
And so he looks at you like with a face that says, "Should I know this name?"
Was Archon Zelda looking into that? I remember he had taken the
Taken one of his
Padawans. He was going to interrogate one of the Padawans for more information. Whether or not that was the information he would get, you don't know.
A group of intelligence brokers with certain ties to the Exarch.
Okay.
As well as Archon Zilda had taken one of Fluxati's Padawans for interrogation.
Well, we should reach out
Padawans,
to the other...
apprentices is the actual term for Sith.
We should reach out to the other Archons, get a head count, see what the consensus is for next position. I take it you guys don't have an assignment at the moment.
No, we had come to seek out the last known locations of any Archons we could track down to inform them.
Right.
You were the first.
And then rescue the others, right?
The hope is to reform as much of the Twilight Order as we could possibly find to proceed with next steps.
Well, it'll take me a little bit, but I can put out some messages to the Archons and see if we can't get a council meeting going.
In the interim, if there's anything you need assistance with, I believe that there had been some level of assignment to help with your cause here on Alderaan.
Yes, but if the Exarch's been captured, that takes priority, so...
Fair enough.
However, you guys did drive a disguised Imperial intelligence vehicle almost up to our doorsteps, so we are gonna need to be moving. You all can make yourselves busy while I contact the other Archons, helping people pack up. People! As he turns and he sort of calls out to the rest of the group. We're moving. Pack up. As people sort of turn, nod, and begin to pack things up. So feel free to lend a hand there, he says, sort of doing a sweeping gesture towards the rest of the cave.
At that, Red pretty much just nods and goes off, probably in the direction of if there's any sort of pilot or mechanic-y stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, there are some vehicles in here that look like they're gonna basically, from what you can tell just by looking around, looks like everything's gonna get packed up as tight as it can be, loaded into trailers, attached to vehicles, and taken out.
And the more mechanical stuff is what Red has the most experience packing, and thus will help pack.
Yep.
Sorry.
Ilyana will walk over to somewhere and say, okay, you are going to end up putting that in there. You're going to end up putting that in there. You're going to put that in there, but that's not going to fit, so you need to actually put this one in
Ilyana.
first. What?
Grab that box.
But they grab it.
Grab that box.
No, I grab other ones later. They grab these ones.
You grab this one now.
I walk off to go grab the one I'm supposed to grab.
I attempt to pick up the box I was indicating that Ilyana should.
You can pick it up easily enough.
It's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me
Which,
keep
as
doing
it
that
as it
until I reach a
happens,
heavy one.
As it happens, the one that went to go pick up is much smaller and lighter, huh?
I'm gonna find a big box until I can't pick one up.
Weirdly, Ilyana, Neres picks up one of the boxes you saw somebody else picking up.
Oh yeah, that's because Ilyana was completely talking out her ass, so she didn't have to do work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My destiny is not to participate in physical labor.
When you prove you can actually see the future, sometimes you can lie about that to get out of doing grunt work.
Is there anything that needs fixing, or anything? Is everything ready to go, aside from packing?
You can give me a. Are you asking somebody, or are you looking for something?
Yeah, I'm asking Panteer.
I have no idea. Look
All right,
around.
Then I will look around.
He does not have a memory. He's got a very militaristic mind. He does not have a technologically focused mind.
You also know that would not occur to Crack. What is my difficulty?
Difficulty 2. Mechanics check. See if there's anything needs fixing.
It's gonna have...
Sorry.
No, I can't tell. I'm just gonna start carrying boxes.
Avazia just starts throwing random crap in boxes.
There's a couple of people are like, no, hang on, and come over and like direct you how to pack things specifically, because this is a military camp and everything is very. And you sort of recognize this, Avazia. You didn't serve with the with the Imperial military, but you recognize an Imperial sort of a militaristic camp. Everything has like very regimented ways that you pack things and put things on trucks, and you
put the pineapples in with the pineapple grenades.
And that's how you get punch. Anyways. Corserath?
Corserath's just gonna help load stuff as best he can.
So as the group of you help pack up, you see Panteer over by that war table, shifting it into what appears to be a conference table, and he's sending out messages. You sort of see the when you record yourself as a hologram, you get like little like tracing lines on your face as the computer reads your figure. So you sort of see those on him as he's sending out what seems to be multiple messages of basically the same thing, which is saying, this is Archon Panteer calling, emergency meeting needs to be called, reach me at this com coordinate or com link frequency.
Yeah.
Or signature, whichever. And he does that several times before people start packing up the tent that he's in, at which point he begins to put that together. Takes you all, with you guys helping, it takes about 20 minutes to get everything packed up and loaded onto these various trucks. There are about 5 different kinds of vehicle that will fit, ranging from smaller speeders to much larger, like truck speeders, similar to the ones that you had previously, and at least one that's basically like a semi-truck, but speeder. As everything gets packed up. Okay, you lot with me. As Panteer goes over to the only speeder that is not hooked up to a trailer, which seems to be sort of a longer. It seems to be a longer land speeder. So like normal land speeders can fit about 4 people. This is the equivalent of a stretched speeder, where it can fit about 10 people at once.
If it seems like the rest of the group is up to it, I'm heading over. Yeah.
Yep.
He hops into the pilot seat, waits for you all to get in.
Let's go.
Ignites the ignition, and the caravan takes off. They come out of that hologrammed wall, which you see somebody stopping to pick up the emitters before they leave, as you all basically leaving it until they're leaving before they pick it up. And the caravan takes off, heading north around the mountain and past the wrecked vehicle that you all left behind. Once the caravan is in progress, and he can take a minute to look away from the controls, Panteer looks over his shoulder, sort of locks them into a coordinate, and then sort of turns in his seat to look at the rest of you. All right, so I sent out messages to all of the Archons whose locations that I knew. Some of them aren't going to respond for a while. I imagine I should get word back from those that can in a couple of days. Were any other Archons on the ship other than the Exarch?
I will list off the ones that we had confirmed, including the Doctor and a couple of other ones that we...
Archon Cow was on, right?
Yeah, so it would have been Apit, Sejar, and Cal Regulus. Would have been the 3 others, other than the Exarch. So we're down by 3. Well, down by 4, presumably. Unless Sejar managed to get off in a more stealthy way, which it's entirely possible she could have. Alright. Well, once we hear back from the Archons, we'll formulate a plan, but pretty much our priority right now as an organization is getting back the Exarch. And the Aeon Cutter, if it's in a salvageable position. Looks over at Crack. You think you're up to repairing a ship that big?
If we can locate it, I can fix it, given enough time and available resources.
How quickly do you think you could repair a potentially not space-worthy ship in hostile territory?
Worst case scenario, I'm gonna roll mechanics because I don't out of character. I don't know how long that would be.
Mechanics difficulty 2.
Okay. 3 success, 2 advantage. One of those is not for this.
Yeah. Given your own skill in repairing and the size of the Aeon Cutter, to fully fix it would depend on the full extent of the damage. Once you could actually see it and estimate how much of it is damaged and what core systems are damaged, from that point, it would take. The quickest you could do it would be if it was just mostly like system damage. You could fix that in 30 minutes, maybe. If it was just like all the systems are shot and they need to be rebooted. If it's substantive, if it's damaged, it's substantive enough that the life support systems cannot sustain the ship. It could take you anywhere between a few hours to a few days, depending.
Depending, of course, on severity of damage, anywhere from half an hour for systemic damage to several days if the ship is in need of drastic mechanical repairs.
Well, once we hear back from everyone else, we'll see if anybody can pinpoint exactly its location, see if Zilda has any more information for me, and then we will make a plan from there. In the meantime, if you guys want to help out here, aside from moving things, do you have any relevant information on the current status of the Imperial or Republic situation on planet?
I'm assuming you're aware that everything is in lockdown. At the moment.
Yeah, they took the space station down a few months ago.
I don't have anything immediately, but I can get into contact with Black Pyramid, who might be able to provide more information.
So what we're doing right now, what we've been doing for the past little while, is mostly doing skirmish hit and run on both Republic and Imperial opportunities, trying to make it not worth the cost to stay here. That has had mixed effects, but identifying any potentially very valuable targets for either side, doing hit and run operations, scrambling their information network, things like that would all be useful. Also, if you see anybody with a symbol of House Ulgo on their shirt, kill them. But other than that, waiting to hear back from the Archons before we plan to deal with the Exarch. Where's your ship?
Landed at a hidden base formerly operated by the Empire and now currently just robot manned.
We'll have to get that back at some point.
It was a villa that belonged to House Andarin, I believe.
Full supporters, right.
Yes.
Well, that'll be fun.
It's currently a safe house for Black Pyramid operations.
Sounds trustworthy.
Are there... How much of the local... Go ahead.
The man in question is my father, so at the moment, yes.
My father kicked me off planet when I was 16.
My father is the Exarch's brother.
And led this planet into the current civil war, so you can understand not necessarily trusting something just because it's your father.
My father is the Exarch's brother and is actively leading the effort to find Darth Luxati.
Yeah. My point stands.
Are you from House Ulgo?
No, Panteer.
His name is Panteer.
I didn't know if it was a first name. How much of the local populace is opposed to the Republic and Imperial presence?
Depends on who you ask. Half and half. Some a little less than half on both sides.
No, I mean, in general, opposed to outside interference.
Oh. Again, that depends on who's doing the asking. Most of the people on Alderaan are tied up in a veritable anthill of political intrigue and intermarriages. The common people don't really care who runs the planet so long as they aren't abused and taken advantage of. The nobility care only for lining their pockets and exploiting the planet's resources to the fullest extent of which they can exploit it. And then you've got my family and those loyal to my family who would rather not have those people running the show.
We lost it.
Yes, we lost Mara.
Whose Wi-Fi apparently went down.
Aha. Well, I have a thing for that. Reduced booth. And then switch around.
I wasn't sure if you were talking about like a booth solution for that, some way to automatically fix Mara's Wi-Fi, or and this is how I kill off a character who dropped from the game.
Nereus falls out of the van and dies.
No, get the bones.
But yeah, so that was your answer, Greg.
Well, do you have any sort of communications hub from which we can begin to slice local communications?
Yeah, once we get back and get everything set up, you can get into the communications grid if you want to go that route.
Very good.
I have
Or a
some
different
familiar-
communications grid that we could just blow up.
Aaron?
No, sorry, Jack.
No, he finished his sentence.
I have some familiarity with how the Republic likes to hide the information, and they consider embarrassing. I'm not up to date on current codes, but I'd know what to look for.
Yeah, well, once we get set up at camp, you guys can start looking around for any sort of dirty laundry or supply convoys.
Would be very helpful, Red.
Nods.
And to Josh, Crack says, "It certainly would be the most expedient solution to destroy the whole communications net, but outside of local conflict, there are certainly local communications that would be beneficial to the populace. Communications, medical assistance, that sort of thing.
I mean, if
I'd
you're
prefer
up,
to avoid bringing the whole thing down if we could."
if you're up for it, the both the Republic and the Imperial presence here has locked themselves into the planet-wide extranet grid. So removing their presence, sort of liberating the communication zones that those grid nodes exist in, might be a way to reduce their presence as well as help remove some of the civilians that would be imposed upon by these two foreign powers while we're here.
Crack will sort of settle down, I guess, in the back of the speeder, pull out his data pad and start more as a theory exercise at this point because he doesn't have the actual codes, but we'll start I guess designing a virus that would isolate and shut down exterior comms.
Sure. Give me a computers check difficulty 3.
Okay. I can add 2 bonuses to that now. No setbacks, right?
No setbacks, no.
Okay.
You're not actually doing it, you're planning a thing, so.
Right, okay. 2 success, 4 advantage.
So with that, I'll say you'll give yourself an upgrade on the computer's next computer's check you do in order to hack the communications grid. You definitely have ideas for what you could do to get in, depending on how it's set up.
Okay, great. Thanks.
All right. The drive is short. It only takes about an hour and a half before you're pulling up to another cavern system. Panteer pulls the long speeder that you're in off to one side as the others go into the cave to establish the base. He sort of waits for everyone to go in while keeping an eye out on the horizon. You can all give me... I keep forgetting if perception is a skill or not.
It is.
Absolutely is.
Difficulty 2 perception checks. Except for Red, because I think your foresight doesn't go that far.
It's short range.
Yes, so except for you.
So yeah, if this is exclusively visual, then no.
Yeah.
I haven't seen shit in years.
Good news. Good news. I still have yet to roll a success.
Crack is playing on his tablet.
I have ever succeeded a perception check in this game.
Yeah, when Graz was part of the group.
Oh, did I once?
All right, so
Oh,
Jash,
you specifically? No, I don't think so.
That's what I was saying.
Jash and Avasia also have him roll since he's actively one of the ones looking out. Dude. Okay. So yeah, Jash and Avasia looking out, you do see some Imperial fighters, or Imperial and Republic fighters, way off on the horizon line, too far away for you guys to even hear them moving. You just sort of see in the distance some specks engaging in some dogfire off in the distance, or dogfighting off in the distance. Dogfighting, gunfire, dogfighting, not combining the two.
Dogfire.
Although my brain did just swap the first two words, so my brain is telling me that what I actually said was dogfire and gunfighting.
I mean,
But that's because my brain does that. My brain overwrites the things I said.
so where are the hellhounds?
Exactly.
But other than that, you don't see much activity right now. Panteer seems to have also noticed it and is looking in that same direction. What I wouldn't give for an anti-aircraft emplacement. He sort of mutters. That'd be something if you guys could hack into an AA gun and turn it on their own ships.
John, correct me if I'm
Hold up.
wrong.
Yeah, Aaron?
I would have the sort of familiarity with the drop a base setups the Republic does to know where that would be.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, prefab Republic bases
Be able to offer
very
some
standard.
assistance with that.
That'd be good. But for now, let's get in this cave. He says he sort of looks back over his shoulder, turns the long speeder in, and drives it in. You guys come past just as they are getting the camouflage online. So you see it begin to close in as the land speeder comes through. And the base it's sort of in the midst of being put back together now. This seems like one of the first things they did was get those emitters in place. Right, let's get everything unpacked. And while we wait for calls, you guys can get to work.
Did you say something about hacking into anti-air terminals?
Yeah, if you can find one.
Oh.
It points over at Red, who indicated that they would know, or that Z would know where some might be.
If we know where a compound is, I know where in the compound it would be and what kind of defenses would be standard.
Yep.
It's a start.
Yeah, better than what we got right now.
Wonderful.
Mostly what we've been doing is hitting running on convoys, so anything bigger than a convoy will definitely be worth it.
I don't know what the most useful thing is or what the group is most inclined to do, but I can offer a lot more insight into how to fuck over the Republic and have a lot more experience actually fighting the Sith.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Both useful skills. Anyways, you all help get the place unpacked. And yeah, there are a couple of terminals that you can have access to that do connect directly into, not directly, sort of pirate into the planet-wide communication grid and Ethernet grid, or an extranet grid.
Great.
So I don't have any computers necessarily, but given my background, I'm hoping I could offer essentially unskilled assistance in this is where this would be.
Yeah, yeah, you can give Crack a boost die to attempting to find.
Great. Should I roll for that now?
Well, what do you want to do that first? Or do you want to do something else first?
Sorry.
I guess since I have a jump on the because it sounds like that's something that we would need to do more locally, right? There's no sort of global network I could hack into and get access to all of the Republics.
Yeah, no, you'd have to in order to hack an anti-aircraft cannon, you'd have to be at the anti-aircraft cannon.
Okay, so let's start with what we can do from here. Can I work on introducing, I guess, isolating the communication frequencies for the Imperials and the Republics?
Yeah.
Republic forces, the Republics. And see if I can introduce a virus or some form of interference that will shut those down.
Yeah. So you get to choose on which role you use your upgrade. So because of the
Okay.
plan that you've done already, you only get one.
Okay.
So first you'll get a difficulty 2 computers check just to isolate the individual networks. And I'm
Okay.
going to upgrade the difficulty for you. You're flipping a dark side.
Okay. And then what is my other role, just so I know?
Depending on that one, will depend on what options you have going forward from there. So once you've
Okay.
isolated it, then you'll have an idea as to what you can do.
Fair. I'm gonna use my boost die on that. Computers difficulty 2 upgraded
Yes.
once. Yes.
Yep, difficulty upgraded once.
Nice.
2 success, 2 advantage, and a triumph.
All
please.
right. So yeah, you have very efficiently isolated sort of. You sort of get like a planet-wide graph of where the Republic and Imperial control zones are. You're currently in an Imperial control zone, so where you're accessing from is controlled by the Imperial networks.
Okay.
But you can very clearly delineate where each is. Now, you can search for physical nodes, which would be where you'd need to go to actually well, you could do something to their control zones remotely. It'd be easier to do so from the actual extranet nodes, which are physical buildings that propagate the communications network. So you could, using your current access, you could find the nearest one or find a specific one. You could attempt to interfere with the communications of the zone of the area you're currently in. So it would be an Imperial controlled area of the planet. Or you could attempt to gather information while they're still in control.
I guess I'll start by getting as much information as I can before I start screwing around with stuff.
Sure. So yeah, with that triumph, I'll say you'll get an upgrade on this next roll, because you've managed to very securely tie yourself in so that you look like part of the network right now.
Okay.
So you give me another communications check, difficulty 2. I'm going to upgrade it again.
Okay.
While gathering more information.
3
Nice.
success, 6 advantage.
Nice. So you now have the location of the nearest communication node. It's actually not that far away. They've got a base in the mountain range that you're currently hiding in, that is currently under control by Imperials. So you know where that is. You could get there in a few hours on foot. In order to disrupt the communication network. You know where the nearest convoy of Imperial supplies is. It's currently a few hours away, but will be passing down the road nearby once it gets here in a few hours. And you know that there is currently a report of a interfactional combat, air combat to the south.
Okay. I will pass that information on to Panteer and to the other members of our group, just in case anyone wants to do that. And then would Red be nearby?
Yeah, unless someone else asks. Yeah.
Okay. Red, I think I've located a fairly useful point of contact and through which we could slice the systems. Would you be willing to accompany me? It's a few hours away on foot. I'm not sure if there are transports to spare, but it would be helpful to have your expertise.
Sure. Unlikely to be a guarded thing.
Does it seem like it's guarded?
It's a facility, so it probably has some amount of guards, yes.
I might be guarded. Is it an Alderanian facility? Is it an Imperial facility?
It's an Alderanian facility that is currently under the control of the Empire.
Okay, all right. So it's Alderanian in nature, currently controlled by the Empire. there might be a way to obtain access. Maybe we should bring someone else with us.
I would recommend bringing a little bit more muscle, even if you don't want to bring everyone, but it's up to you. Your mission, your call.
Crack shrugs and says, I just need to get to a terminal. Vosia's good at talking her way through things. Is Avasia around?
She hates us. You realize she hates us.
No,
It's
she
pretty interesting.
doesn't.
Yeah, Avazi is helping people unpack.
Avasia,
Yes.
do you want to come talk our way into an Imperial base?
Who's going?
Me and Red.
Red is holding up hands like, don't shoot.
Anyone else you want to bring is fine. Some people may want to go and ambush that convoy. It'll probably be fine, but just in case.
I should probably go with you so you don't get yourself killed.
Thank you.
I don't care about Red, but you we need.
Crack turns to Red and says, I care.
I appreciate that.
Crack
All right.
cares. That is certainly a certainly a thing that is true.
Avazia will go tell Corsaireth where she's going.
Corsaireth just, yeah, he's probably busy helping at the moment.
I'm apparently assisting Crack and Red talking their way into a military base.
Corsaireth just kind of raises an eyebrow.
Would you like to come?
Do you want me to?
Corsaireth goes, no, I want to see how this plays out.
Honestly, there's a little left.
Corsaireth comes, but he just comes with a bucket of popcorn.
That's what I was thinking.
Eventually, they're going to learn.
You say that.
Either way,
But
it's up to you.
I mean, this is not secret, by the way. Anyone can hear about this while this is going on. But
Corsaireth kind of thinks for a minute. No actual lives will be in danger. I should probably actually be present.
Actual lives, as opposed to the Imperials, who are not actual lives.
I promise I will keep Crack safe. So sorry, Aaron.
delightful.
I will let Crack's continued misunderstanding of our individual skill sets get him in trouble some other day.
I am good at deceiving people.
You are absolutely excellent at
I
deceiving
can
people.
do things.
You are better at deception than I am. On Imperial specific knowledge, however, is
Yeah, no, I know.
Anyone else tagging along?
I assume we would see people eventually, like
Oh no, you like
getting up and
just all this
leaving, right?
information is being shared. So
yeah, I mean, this is
Crack loudly announced to Avasia the invitation. I
Yeah.
feel like everyone noticed.
If he passes anyone, he's like, we're going to break into a computer station. That's 2 hours away by foot. Want to come?
Yes, I do.
All right, great.
Theories? I can see Mara blinking, so I know she hasn't frozen.
I can hear, but it's very
Okay.
it's slow. People are leaving.
Group outing. Nerys, do you want to come? We're going to break into an Imperial base and hack a computer.
I do not want to break into an Imperial base and hack a computer.
All right.
Okay.
Ilyana?
Is that a you don't want to do it or a sorry, I was
Okay.
You're good.
just two Neries in character. Is that a you don't want to do it or you don't think that the group should do it?
It is potentially useful. However, I do not think I can provide any assistance unless you all get into a fight and oh god. Fine. Unless there's like there's not really like a medical tent or anything going on here that like
there's a medical
people
tent.
seem fairly injured from anything like the previous raids they've done on caravans or anything like that.
There
not
is
really.
there is a medical tent, but there's nobody there isn't anybody that's immediately requiring medical attention.
Okay, yeah, I'll come with then.
Ilyana?
Fine.
After that, well, I'm not going to be the only person not coming.
I mean, you.
I want to see how wrong this goes.
All right. So
The more the merrier for infiltration missions.
all 7 of you.
Feel like I'll be waiting in the speeder outside.
There's the path specifically takes you up a mountain, which means it's not very good for speeders. So you will be walking.
Do we have a walk?
Yes, but it's less funny to say I'll be waiting on my feet outside.
Get in, losers. We're going slicing.
And no, there are no walker vehicles around. Texas Ranger wasn't even that good of a show.
I like the idea of us taking it at like the very short amount of space that it takes to go.
All right, guys, we're going for a stealthy infiltration. Everybody get in the ATST.
I was gonna say, of walkers, not that they are subtle vehicles.
The fucking ATST noise is loud as shit. The gears changling noise that all ATSTs make.
And you only fit 3 people in one anyways.
You can have more climbing around on the
I was gonna
legs
say,
because that's how
and
you
everybody
defeat them in
else
all the games.
hangs on the outside.
Now, if you want the real infiltration mission, you get the AT-ATs.
Yes, exactly. The AT-ATs.
Okay. Yep.
Giant towering cow walkers.
It takes you 4 times as long as it would have taken to go on your own feet, but
You take all the time to climb up in, you take 2 steps, and then you get out.
yeah, but those 2 steps take 2 hours each
Right, of course.
because those things do not move fast. Anyways, you head out. Up the mountain, through the woods, over the bridge, etc., etc.
Your grandmother's house, etc. Yes.
Your grandmother's house we go to get Vord. That's what happens in that story.
Is
Um,
it?
Yeah.
you are confusing
The
two-
grandmother's house we go rhyme is not the big bad wolf.
Little Red Riding Hood.
It's not Little Red Riding Hood.
No, those are 2 very different stories.
Are you telling me that in Little Red Riding Hood, somebody does not go to her grandmother's house through a forest, and then
Bored in
somebody
my
doesn't get
grandmother's
bored?
house by Chuck Tingle.
Yeah.
Those are not the same story.
It's not my fault that so many Grimm's fairy tales take place in forests.
It's not even a Grimm's fairy tale. It's a song.
A nursery rhyme.
I don't know what it's about. Anyways, so you go up in the mountains. Eventually, you find yourselves on a ridge overlooking this facility. It's a fairly it's a fairly small facility. It's a small gated facility with a single building in the middle of it that has a communications tower, sticking up out of it. And just from a casual observation, you do see 2 patrols of Imperial troopers sort of keeping the rounds. One group outside the building, and one group inside the building.
How far away are we when we first get a visual?
You'd be from like a range band perspective, you'd be in extreme range.
Okay. All right. I was gonna say we'll stop the vehicle, but we don't have one, so.
Could I ask,
One of you goes, just stops walking.
could I ask what the strategy is going to be?
We going to do strategy this time?
Yes,
That would be a
we
welcome
should.
change.
I would
Why-
appreciate to know in advance. I'm not saying that we have to do it my way. Just
No.
easier to go along if I know what we're doing.
Open to suggestions. I was just going to tell them that their comm system needed an upgrade.
You are a Quarren attempting to enter an Imperial base.
We could
Yep.
ask them if their refrigerator is running and tell them it's running away.
And now we are clearly the closest thing you can have to a stereotypical paramilitary unit. Walking up.
Running away. That's very good.
Thank you.
You
I
just
think-
got that. Okay.
Oh,
It took Crack a little bit.
I like how it took Crack so long to get that joke. Ilyana got confused.
He's definitely not trolling Ilyana.
Corserath, give me a roll.
Lore?
Give me a lore roll. Difficulty 1.
Difficulty? Okay. It's obvious knowledge. 2 successes and an advantage.
So looking at the way these troopers are patrolling, this is probably a kill on sight unless you arrive in official transport situation.
Mhm. Yes, so looking at the patrol patterns, anything that isn't immediately in Imperial colors coming through on a officially sanctioned and likely even officially scheduled transport is going to be shot.
It's a shame we don't have an Imperial transport anymore.
I am so excited.
It wasn't
for this.
official, regardless.
That's like Josh coming in with it wasn't official.
This is gonna be so much fun.
That
So-
transport might have gotten us a couple seconds hesitation before they opened fire.
Not even. It was
So
unmarked.
what I'm hearing is that our general tactical approach will be get as close as possible undetected and then kill quickly and quietly.
I believe the optimal approach will be to avoid killing if possible, because that will immediately draw attention to the location of the bodies.
How heavily staffed is this place? Can we tell?
From a glance, it looks like there's about 10 troopers here.
Okay.
Each.
Any chance there's a weak point that if we shoot that one cable, their internet goes out and we don't have to go in?
No. You could definitely destroy the entire node from here, but it would bring down the entire communication node in this sector, not just them.
Yes, and we want to, if I understand correctly, upload a virus or
Our
something
stealth
like-
infiltration mission is an orbital strike.
I bet you'll see it coming.
Hey, nobody heard it on approach.
It's the
I
fucking.
realize I should have asked all of this before we left the
What
base.
are those coordinates so I can send an evac for you, Hammer of Dawn?
Right?
It's a Gears
Fine.
Tactics reference. For those who have
Looking
played
at the yeah,
Oh, I remember.
looking at the also looking at the troops, it looks like most of them are outfitted with blaster rifles and frag grenades, though each group does have one trooper with a light repeating blaster.
it. There are roughly 10 troopers.
Yeah.
And they're moving in groups of what?
5.
Groups of 5. So two squads of 5.
Can we see the roads that approach this facility?
Yes. You can see you guys came up on a ridge that was sort of off to one side, but a little bit further to the right from where you're at, there is a road that comes up to the gate that is currently closed.
This is probably a gross misuse of the purpose of the system, but would it be possible to use a light side point to create the narrative opportunity of an incoming transport?
Sure.
Which means
Okay.
more people present.
No, we get way far away so we can get to it before it gets to
Sure.
the facility.
Give me a flip a light side point.
Is that
That's the thing you can do, yeah.
I know, but I mean, is everybody else on board with this?
Yeah,
sure.
I'm just
Okay.
imagining.
A lot easier.
For those that have played the
I've
Final
never gotten a
Fantasy
chance to be
remake,
told I'm a little
Barrett
short to be a
sitting on top of the
stormtrooper.
car.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, just the
that
fucking the Final
was
Fantasy
what was
VII
in my
moment.
brain that was making me pause.
No, it's
I'm just super excited for us to for this patrol when the lives I point is spent and we find it has what's his fucking name on it?
Josh Flexati.
Yeah.
Crack is using his goggles, his scanner goggles. Yeah, oh, speaking of which, here comes one now.
Yeah, so you look down, you look using your scanner, you catch sight of an approaching supply truck. This is a tracked vehicle as opposed to a typical hover vehicle, and it's coming up a fairly steep incline down up the mountain, which means that you can't actually see it from the compound until it gets very close. But from your perspective, because you're up on a ridge, you can see it quite clearly.
Are there any boulders that we could roll down in front of it?
If you want to flip another light side point, sure.
I don't want to take all the light side
Shoot
points.
out a tire with my sniper rifle skills. But it's up to you guys.
Or you could shoot the driver with your sniper rifle skills.
Oh yes, I could also
That's
shoot.
put-
the
I was
that's
gonna
driver.
say,
probably
how
better.
far away? How many range bands away are they going to be?
It's right now it's like plus extreme range.
Right, but when they get to a point close enough, like is there an ambush point that we can set up in short where it's short range and we're not like right next to this place?
Yeah, so you're up on an elevated ridge which runs through the mountain. So you could track further back and maintain basically level from where you are and get so the road goes down, but this ridge goes straight. So you could get to a point where the ridge is over the road and be looking down at them basically.
Crack is looking around for boulders. So
Yeah.
There
But-
aren't any loose boulders at the moment, unless someone would like to flip a light side point.
Yeah.
no, but I'm just saying that's what he's
Nope.
doing in character.
So, yeah, Red will say, if we want to spring an ambush, I can just snipe something.
Oh, yes,
Are
please.
those is that transport? What's the driver's cabin look like? Is it like
No, it's an enclosed truck with tracks, Duraplast siding and cabin with glass and door. You can see from with binoculars or with the macro binoculars, you can see that there is a driver. There is one driver, one passenger, and 3 troopers marching alongside it. Because it's such a steep hill, it has to go so slowly to keep traction that basically the rest of the squad is walking next to it.
Mhm. And would it have any amount of battle damage already just from having traveled through this zone?
No, it's dirty but not damaged.
Okay, so trying to snipe the driver would create questions.
You'd have to replace the glass at the very least.
Alternate plan. They get there, and either A, I choke the driver out, or B, it won't last long, but I can mess up the terrain.
I think if you can disable the driver by binding them and choking them, and the rest of us can deal with the remaining troopers, that would likely work best.
Yay, the more fun one.
For future reference, what do you
Excellent.
mean by mess up the terrain?
She has a very large shovel.
I don't
I
believe
mean-
Ilyana would ever use a shovel.
Generally, no. But if I need to, I mean, I will do just to show a quick example while because it doesn't require committing. Boop. Ignore. So wow, 3. So yeah, I use alter to make all the terrain within short range from me, difficult terrain for 1 turn.
So the ground around you sort of
Just-
spikes up and becomes pointed and gnarled and not comfortable.
Wow. That's very impressive.
It's a very impressive shovel.
That's true.
Oh,
It is.
you.
As the
All
group,
right. Let's get
Let's go
into
set an
position for
ambush
that.
then.
As the group of you get into
Sorry.
position
Yes.
to set up an ambush, that's where we're going to take our break for the evening. So, if those of you watching on Twitch, please take this moment to stretch your legs, enjoy these commercial messages, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. We're back. Hello, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your extended break and our commercials. So, the group of you get into ambush position over a distance away from where you're no longer able to be seen by the compound, but still ahead of the truck. How are you all preparing?
I'm gonna
Probably,
shoot whatever I'm aimed at.
Yep.
Which
Probably
hopefully someone
taking.
will tell me what it's preferred for me to shoot.
I think Course Wrath would probably indicate that you should probably aim for like the. You said that how many of them were
3
walking around? 3. Probably take out the one in the back of the people walking alongside, because that leaves room for Avazia and I to drop onto the 2 in front, while Ileana chokes the one in the driver's seat, and then everyone else available can pile on and deal with the person in the passenger seat.
Got it.
Is there a
Jash is sort of raising his hand. Do you wish for me to focus on defensive
Yes,
protection, or
keep people safe if you can. But
very well?
when the
I'll join the passenger seat squad.
Yes, that's likely wise.
And is there a place that we can get, a ridge or something over them?
Yeah, that's
that
where you're
we
at
can
now.
get close to be able to jump. No, but I mean separate from the sniper position, unless we're sniping down.
I mean, that's a decent shot angle.
Okay, fair.
And a place where the melee fighters can basically drop from the ridge.
I realize that I am like the only person that defaults to ranged options, so I will be off on my own somewhere in medium range, and everyone else can be, close enough to smash it.
I realized that I meant ages ago to have Crack give Red the Blastech light repeating blaster. I don't know if that's something that Red would like.
Is that a heavy weapon?
Yes.
Yes, I would like it if you do not mind.
No, not at all. It is long range, heavy, and pretty shooty.
It has auto fire, cumbersome 4, pierce 1.
It is cumbersome 3 now because I put a sling on it.
Okay.
So that means unless it's braced, you need strength 3 or higher not to suffer a setback to use it.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the context where it would be braced.
Yeah,
if
you
you're
could brace
setting
it here.
up an ambush.
Yep. Brace it against the ridge, basically.
So
Cool.
Crack just sort of gently lays down this enormous blaster next to where Red is. Enjoy.
That's gonna work much better than the blaster carbine. Great.
Yep.
Happy Life Day.
Light repeating blaster has damage 11, critical 3.
Encumbrance 7. I'll carry it for you. I don't know what Red's strength is.
Not fantastic. I didn't have anything to up that.
Would anybody like to prepare to do something about the truck in case, while being choked, the driver slams on the gas?
Crack, you seem to be the one who can immobilize things without having to actually break them.
Thank you. Corsaras, thank you. Yes, I will do that.
So if you could prevent the vehicle from moving.
Will do.
I can't wait for that to fail and the truck to run off the side of the road down the cliff, taking one of you with it.
Crack on the back like Slim Pickens in Dr. Strangelove.
Dr. Strangelove. Listen, if that's the way it's meant to be, that's the way it's meant to be.
And Jash under,
Ileana's
and
like,
Jash
"I always
under
knew."
the front right tire because he was going for the passenger. Just, fuck.
If Jash ends up underneath a tractor tread, then that's what happens. Yeah.
See? Yes,
Squish.
exactly.
Squish is squish.
Oh god, we've got another Ileana.
All right. So, how close are you waiting until you launch your ambush? The closest they're going to get is going to be medium range.
Works for me.
That's
Sounds
the
good.
closest they're going to get.
From the ridge that you're on, yes.
So we have to drop
Position
down
where
and
we have-
Then
Yeah.
this whole plan, that's why I said, is there a point where we can get within short range?
No, not on the ridge.
Well,
we can, however, just drop down into short
Of course.
range
Is
and
there
go.
a
If
Is
Crack
there a
lifts
bush?
the ship, if Crack lifts the truck up, it'll go into short range. No, the road that they're on is a narrow cliff road, and I don't know if you guys have ever been on a narrow cliff road before, but there's not a lot of room and there's not a lot of stuff on them.
I mean, it depends on the narrow cliff road.
Yeah, this is not a highway going up a mountain. This is what was formerly would have been walked, is now being used as a driving thing for a truck. It's like a one truck road at the moment.
I'm assuming that there's enough stuff going down this cliff that we can effectively slide down it as movement.
You could slide or drop. It's not a straight drop, but it's close to a straight drop.
Yeah. So we can get down the cliff quickly enough to get within short range and act immediately.
It's just the ridge itself it won't be anywhere closer than medium range.
As someone who spent his time in southern Maryland growing up playing in erosion gullies, I know exactly what sort of terrain you're talking about.
There's a behind our old babysitter's house, there was a big section of land that they had basically torn down everything that was there in order to, in the future, build like a big shopping center. But at the time, it was just a large flat land of dirt with a couple of mountains of dirt around it. And there were several this kind of thing there. Did Mara go away again?
No, I'm still here. I'm back.
Lost
It's
Aaron.
We
crashed
lost
like
Aaron. this
Aaron
time.
went away that time.
yeah, it's crashed like 3 times. It's-
Sorry. I just saw you go away, and I couldn't tell who went away, if it was you or someone else.
We're all gonna take turns going away tonight.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh.
I'm next.
That's how it works. Inevitably. So, you all guys are waiting until it gets to that closest point from this ambush position?
Yep.
think so? Yeah.
Assumedly.
Sure.
And theoretically, this should be a surprise, so we all get to go.
Yes. It'll be a surprise. They're not expecting you, and they have not seen you because they roll poorly. Because perception, not one of their skills.
Fair.
Minions get a very small selection of skills, and they didn't get perception.
Same minions. Sometimes they can open doors.
All right. So, the truck gets into medium range from the ridge.
Launch the ambush.
Who wants to go first? You all can pick who goes when.
I mean, relevant people that need to operate to make sure this all goes properly are Crack and Ilyana, if you two want to go first.
Yeah. Ilyana, you want to go first?
Sure.
After you.
All right.
Choke 'em,
So
motherfucker.
you slip down the ridge and try to force choke.
I have a question.
Yes.
We're off to a great start.
It's a question that's probably going to get me killed by the sheer amount of what the fuck thrown in my direction, but would it be possible to jump on top of the thing?
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping you would do.
Yeah,
No-
you can.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah, it's Duraplast, so it's pretty resilient.
And then the binding begins. Okay.
Can Ilyana and Crack be running downhill together, just sort of in concept?
Sure.
Okay.
So
Go with that
they're
first one.
immobilized and they take
Hey.
3 unsoakable wounds
All right.
as I crush their larynx larynx.
Do you want to flip a light side for that one light point and get another another instance of damage?
Sorry. Yes, I was. Yeah, that is what I meant. No, you don't activate it multiple times. It is you spend force points to immobilize, and the target takes 1 wound per point spent on the check.
Okay. So yeah, so you flip a light.
Actually, I would like to rephrase that. You suffer 1 wound per dark side point.
So it wouldn't matter even if you did flip that.
So it wouldn't matter. They take 2 unsoakable wounds.
And so they take 2 unsoakable and are paralyzed and are immobilized.
Yes.
All right. So the person in the driver's seat suddenly goes.
Oh, I see. It rolled twice. That's where my confusion was.
Yeah. And begins to stomp their foot. Crack.
But they're immobilized.
Yeah. So can they stomp? So is it still moving?
I believe the immobile. Let me read the immobilized status real quick. Status effects. Immobilized. 223. Meow, meow, meow. So an immobilized character cannot perform maneuvers. Yeah, so they can't perform maneuvers, but they can still flail. It's still that the person that was being lifted up and choked, he still had the ability to move his limbs. He just couldn't perform maneuvers.
Yeah, no, I just wasn't sure if you were judging maneuvers as things like apply speed to the vehicle and that sort of thing.
Oh yeah,
it would usually be considered maneuvers mechanically when a vehicle is involved in combat.
Yeah. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. The way the way I interpreted that as not as they're pushing down on the gas, as they are kicking and flailing.
They're kicking and flailing right now.
Okay, fair enough. Just wasn't sure.
Which means the truck's gonna do something. They're just not in control of what that is.
Yep.
So Crack does something.
Yes. I would like to turn off the truck.
Okay.
We manipulate, I'm assuming.
I actually just move. I have it upgraded to the point where I can do little motor functions, which synergizes with a thing I have from Artisan. So I mean, is there a switch that I can turn off, John?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll say you're familiar enough with vehicles in general to know how to turn this off with manipulate or with move.
Okay. All right. All right. So I'm gonna roll my force.
I keep having to juggle Aaron and Mara back and forth.
Sorry.
No, because you went away and then came back and then Mara blinked out again.
Hey. All right. So yeah, so I do the thing.
Yeah, the truck stops. The treads hold for now.
And I would, with my maneuver, I would like to jump up next to Ilyana on the roof, and have my sabers out to block anything that gets shot at Ilyana.
Right. Who goes next?
And then Corsarath and Avazia take out the front runners on the guard team.
Yep.
Go ahead and make your attack rolls. Maneuver to get in a position. And I'll say you don't need to maneuver multiple times to get into an engaged range because you're sliding down.
Because you're sliding down.
Yeah, so one maneuver will slide you down.
Okay. What's the difficulty on this?
Difficulty is going to be 2. Let me see.
Have any defense?
Let me see if they have any defense. They have no defense. So yeah, just difficulty 2.
Okay.
And I am not fighting technically alone because there is another guy here.
Yeah, there are 2 other people in engaged. There's technically 5 people in engaged range with you right now. Just 2 of them are in the truck.
And we'll go ahead and attack with the crossguard saber. See if I can get enough to just ruin these guys' day.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Avazia
6,
definitely got
7,
something.
8, 9, So Avasia comes down. Avasia comes down first and just clips through the guy you're aiming at, Corsarath, as she's heading to the other one, and takes out his leg, the other guy's head, and you just come down on top of the first one and finish him.
Well, that was easy.
As Avasia just slides through two people and you drop onto the first one.
I will pass a boost die back to Red to take their shot.
Would you like to give Red some boost die as well, Avasia?
Yes, I would.
All right, so you get 2 boost die, Red.
Cool. I get 2 boost die, and then on top of that, I get a boost die because he hasn't acted yet.
Mm-hmm. You're in medium range, which is going to be difficulty 2.
And you
Cool.
can probably also take a maneuver to aim for yet another boost die.
Yeah, maneuver to aim. That's gonna put me at 4 boost die.
Yep.
Yep.
Unless you have one of the aim talents that gives you ridiculously good aim.
No, I'm still actually pretty high up on the talent trees. I haven't done much yet. But I have a good weapon, which is gonna make this even easier. And also, I think there's a special thing if I crit, but we'll see.
You crit.
Yeah.
That'll work.
You can also
You can also-
auto-fire.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
So, are there other targets for auto fire?
There's the 2 people that are still in the truck right now.
Okay.
Although there was some discussion about not damaging the truck, so I don't know if would Red damage the truck with auto fire.
Yes, you would definitely damage
Okay.
the truck if you hit the truck.
I imagine the answer to that is yes. The question I want to throw out to the group is, how well did we end up with a cohesive plan that included the bullet point? The truck will be essential later.
I feel like Corsarath was very upfront about
Yeah.
we need to not damage this thing so that it can get through the
Cool.
door.
I missed that. My internet died.
That's fine.
And I think it was actually even in character. It was specifically discussed: should Red shoot through the windshield? No, because that'll be hard to fix.
Then I will
So
not
let's have
shoot through
Ilyana
the
choke him.
windshield. I'll just
I mean,
do all my crit bullshit.
I mean, you might still do it anyway, but it
Wait.
was discussed.
with the amount of auto fire that can be done, is it really damaging a truck if it's not there anymore? When you're done?
You could just
Completely
melt. You,
analyzed, it doesn't even count as.
So
I mean,
yeah,
you-
I just add 10 plus to their crit roll.
it's okay. You killed them, so it doesn't matter.
They're very dead.
They're very dead.
Well, I only rolled 3 successes, so I needed to make sure.
They only have 5 wounds.
Yeah.
Josh would like to take the guy in the passenger seat, if possible.
Go ahead. Drop down. You use your maneuver to get to
Oh,
him.
the boost die that I didn't spend on the 3 for the crit, I can pass along a boost die.
Right?
Oh, okay. So I get 3 boost die on this as well.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Very good.
No, that is much appreciated.
Do not apologize.
The difficulty
for
2.
Boost die.
Okay. Well, son of a bitch.
You drop down and you get ready to stab, but you realize you forgot to open the door. So you go,
Right.
"Frick!" Fuck.
And I spend all of those advantages to, let's see, who still needs to go?
Nereus.
Nerese?
I'm back.
Nerese, it's your turn. Josh is going to
Maybe-
open a door
maybe
for
I'll
you.
go first.
So Josh opens a door for you and gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boost die to attack the person inside. I think Mara froze.
Mara did freeze.
Yes.
Can you
there
hear
you go.
me?
Now we can hear
There
you.
you go.
There
we
we
can.
go.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. I would like to
All
spend my
right.
triumph to open the door
Okay.
and then pass those
7 boost die.
7 boost die along to Nerys. So hopefully
Jesus Christ.
Nerys can murder the fuck out of this one last guy.
Come up, Socrates.
Carefully, though. Carefully murder.
That's what a lightsaber is for.
Okay, so I have 7.
7 boost dice.
Okay,
You
and
maneuver to get in position and make your attack roll difficulty too.
sure. Okay.
The idea of advantages granting boost die is just fucking ridiculous. The more we play, the more I realize this.
Yeah.
Right?
Am I firing or is this a lightsaber? I don't know where I am.
You can do whichever.
Okay. Lightsaber actually. I'm a little bit better at that.
Lightsaber self-cauterizes wounds.
So does Blaster. It's less ridiculous if you're doing it the right way, which is you don't get to spin them if you miss. But even then, you could, if like one success and you still get to pass 7 boost die to the next person is still kind of crazy.
Is fucking ridiculous.
2 difficulty?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do like it within the ridiculous nature of the Star Wars universe, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
No,
it's
to be clear, I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying it's ridiculous.
And then,
It's crazy.
and then of course,
Though at the same time, half the faces on the boost die are blank.
you give you give 7 boost die to Jeremy, and all of them come out blank, and so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yes. I hit.
That is a very dead son of a bitch.
What's the damage on your lightsaber?
Basic 6, I think.
Probably 6.
Oh,
You
I
haven't
didn't.
let me
Yeah,
fuck
sorry, I
around
didn't
with
make a. I should have done it. I can re-roll
Oh,
it.
no,
with
it's
the
fine. It's
lightsaber,
fine. Just let
actually.
me know what the damage
About
listed
that.
is, because I don't remember if yours is a Shoto or a basic
5.
lightsaber. 5? Yeah,
5.
because it's a Shoto.
Yep.
Yeah,
And I crit on 2, so
it's okay
really...
because you killed both of the people that were still in the truck.
God damn it!
Because you didn't, because Jeremy did 2 damage to the person in the truck, which left him with 3 hit points, and that's the extra 3 on your successes is enough to kill the second person.
Cool.
There is an active on top of the truck. God damn it!
Didn't see that one coming.
How are we
Click off.
supposed to get the access codes or whatever we need at this point?
We don't need access codes. We can just dress up
We're
like them.
infiltrating.
We're slicing in. And Crack leans over towards Ilyana and
There's
goes,
guards in front of the front door,
I
probably.
am the
Are we-
access code.
Fucking idiot! That's not how it works!
That's why we brought Ilyana. No, that's why we brought Avasia.
I'm gonna take the very loud argument between my allies as the all clear and sort of drop down over where Jash is.
Yep, you can do so.
Crack, you know
Some
I'm not
excellent shooting.
the right?
What?
I-
But you convinced our entire base of slavers that... He looks around at the others like...
I convinced one person, and I can deceive people easily, but
Right.
I'm not the smoothest at speaking.
But we're deceiving our way in.
Yeah.
Star Wars equivalent of checkmate.
It's checkmate because they have chess, it's just with monster pieces.
It's just Dejaric or whatever
Yeah.
it's called.
I broke
De
my pen.
checkmate.
You break your
So-
pen, Jeremy.
I broke my pen.
You got
Course,
Jeremy
which of
so
us are
mad in
putting-
character he broke his pen.
Which of us are putting on these uniforms, armor to?
I feel like you and I, most likely, because the two of us have the build of General Imperial soldiers as well.
One of the laminate armors is missing a leg. The other one is missing a helmet. And the 2 in the truck are just wearing uniforms that now have holes in them.
Mm.
And the one
Well,
that was trailing behind,
That's,
upper torso gone.
that's why we wanted to keep one alive.
Was
It's
not
fine.
made aware
The
this
entire
when
point
we
of this truck
started.
is to get through the front door.
Sure. It's fine. It's all fine.
Well, it might not be
Thank
fine,
you.
but
How are you?
as you may have noted, what will be, and it was clearly predestined to happen, and thus nothing else could ever have occurred.
It is not quite how destiny works. Don't try to use my own tactics against me. That's not nice.
Red is looking really pleased because he isn't allowed to say it, but it's exactly what he wanted to say.
Not how it works.
Well, I suppose at this point we now engage in phase make the best of it.
Indeed.
All right.
Let's scavenge what we can. I believe we can at least put
Scramble.
a half decent set of disguises together out of all of these bodies.
The top half is like the sort of the cloth, like you officer type. The bottom half is all stormtrooper armor.
Well, there's
Except for the
so
left boot.
Like to. Sorry. As that scavenging is happening, can I see if I can figure out what this was transporting?
Yes. While the others are arguing over dead bodies, you climb into the back of the truck and find a load of electronics, like spare electronic parts, and rations and like food resources.
Okay. Well, it's not dramatic, but that's fine. Useful to know.
but between the group, you said one of them lost a leg, one of them lost a helmet.
Yep.
Um,
And
but-
one of them lost an upper torso, and the other two have holes in their fairly normal, like, officer clothes.
So between the lower torso that we have, we can construct 2 suits of armor, 1 minus helmet.
2 minus helmet.
No, because there's a helmet on the one who lost a leg.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. And there's not a helmet on the other 2.
Yeah, so we can construct 2 full suits of armor
With 1
minus
helmet.
1 helmet.
Okay. Yeah. I misunderstood how you were saying it, but now I understand.
This is what puzzle encounters are.
You're trying to Jenga the bodies together.
You guys are just lucky that this campaign is ending soon enough before I bring in my third character, which is 3 Ugnaughts in a set of Imperial Guard armor.
That would be really uncomfortable, particularly because one of those Ugnaughts will be split in half down the legs.
Oh, he's a
That
very
seems
skinny
fair.
one who's just in one and runs the other one on remote.
There.
Yeah.
So the are any of these Imperial soldiers Chiss by chance?
No.
Just by chance.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say none of them are Sith either.
No, they're
Probably
all
not.
humans.
All Quan.
Yeah.
Chili looks around. I can't observe that. Are people bringing up the races or just thinking about it?
I mean, this is just Corserath looking over the bodies at the moment. We've got enough for 1 suit with helmet and 1 without. How obscured is the cabin from the outside?
Not very.
Okay.
The back is fairly obscured, but the cabin is not.
Is there?
Well, if we want to risk it, I don't mind just wearing my regular helmet, which is very Imperial-esque in design, although the paint's wrong.
I'm the
And-
closest thing we've got to human.
Or I am.
And I will not need to wear armor. That base where we landed was all droids.
Is the
yeah,
back of
but
the
you're
truck
a
closed?
weird Yes, the back of the truck
Yeah.
can be closed.
Yeah, you can. We can pile everyone who isn't in the driver's seat in the truck.
Yeah, just get in close enough. The rest of us then can all pile out and, when need be.
So
I need to stop assuming that you guys have a default plan for how to handle any given situation.
no, everything is pretty much built on the moment.
Fine by me. It means I'm less likely to fuck it up because I don't know what everyone else was already planning to do.
Assume nothing.
The
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted.
That too.
Is there at least like a level of tinting so that like skin tone differences are sort of washed out by the tinting of the windows?
Nope.
All right.
They are regular glass.
Because the Dathomirian is the most human looking but with wrong skin tone, and then the Miraluka is the most human looking but with no eyes.
I mean, Dathomirians...
I mean, my hair covers my eyes.
That's fair.
Like, my hair covers my eyes. So if you're looking through a window, it really just looks like someone has emo hair or quarantine hair.
Which is
I'm
perhaps not
illustrating
imperial
with quarantine
standard.
hair.
My problem isn't the skin tone. The skin tone is very human looking. The problem is the tattoos. But a little makeup can cover that up.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a little makeup?
Either a Miralukan or cousin.
You think that I don't travel with a way to hide my Dathomirian status at all times?
Fair enough.
Or
But
we
that's
can always.
if I'm... Yeah. I could also be hiding in the back so I'm not the person who gets shot in the face when this all goes sideways.
I'm perfectly fine sitting up front without a helmet on, and we can make up some story about how there's a Chiss attaché coming along. I'm a technical consultant. I'm the network expert. I'm Chiss. They know of us.
Yes, the Chiss ascendancy is a known quantity in the Empire.
Would you suggest that I'm your assistant?
No.
No, they would
No.
not buy that, unfortunately, Crack. You are
So,
going to be our secret weapon and remain under wraps until the proper moment upon which to spring our surprise at them.
You can always
Crack,
just.
I want to show you something really cool that's in the back of the truck.
Okay. He turns
And
goes,
I'm not even lying. There is random tech bits in the back of this
Yeah.
truck.
Oh, yeah. He gets to the back and goes, "Oh boy!" and just disappears. And then pops out about 5 seconds later and goes, "Wait, are we going to kill everyone in the base?"
I think
Only if they
we're
start.
playing that by ear.
I'm not ruling it out.
You can always just ram the
Okay.
truck through the gate and then kill everybody in the inside. I mean,
He is back inside inventorying everything.
It's a very likely outcome that we will have to deal with them, but we will hopefully have the element of surprise again. Anyway, in this particular case, Avazia, I believe deception is going to get us through the door more than force of personality, so I think you might need to be the one in the armor.
the radio of the truck, which is independently powered, so it doesn't have to be, the truck doesn't have to be on for it to be heard. Transport truck RC105A, report.
We're
Corserath
fine. We're
being-
all fine here.
Corserath being the other one who has already been looking through the bodies, kind of reaches over and grabs the receiver. Terrain is presenting a bit of difficulty. We'll be arrived on a slight delay.
Copy that, over.
I would like to look about how far a short time into our future.
Sure. Give us the force check.
I want to find out what cell I'm in. I want to see if it's nice, if it has a window, or
Does it have a
or
dedicated latrine, or did they like have to do that in shifts?
or the ditch that my body has been thrown in.
Sharing a cell with Crack.
Please, the ditch. Please,
Hello, roomie.
please, the ditch.
Why did Ileana just try to swallow her own light whip?
Foresee.
Remember to remove your difficulty die.
Yep.
My little.
I didn't have it.
horsey.
2. What does that get you?
Well, just one gets me up to a day ahead, and then and then one for. Actually, I think a fair amount of detail at this point because I think I have a couple strength upgrades.
This is the point where I give you a whole bunch of clues that have nothing to do with this place.
So I get 2 strength upgrade or two details that I can pick out for up to 1 day ahead.
Okay.
Basically, I'm just waiting for. Oh yeah, okay, we're good. Okay, let's go.
So you get you see an image of the guards at the compound firing on you as soon as they see the truck.
Okay.
And you see an image of Archon Panteer looking at some holograms.
This isn't gonna work.
Fair enough, then. Shall we find a different method?
I mean, well, let me be clear. The deception isn't gonna work.
Fair enough.
We're getting shot at.
Shall we just ram through the gate then?
Well,
Seems viable.
the issue is if we ram through the gate, then they could alert everyone else, rendering the entire purpose of the infiltration and slice completely useless.
Might I suggest that the longer we take, the more likely they are to be suspicious?
Well, we will have to rely on the force of surprise in that regard, because if they're already alerted by our response, they could already have made the alert out.
I know.
So
Just the longer we delay, the less that excuse holds.
That was in response to Crack.
Oh.
So the faster we move, the less likely they are to have gotten any warning out. And also,
good.
our position here is more to see what we can cut out of their systems rather than do it covertly.
Then let's begin moving.
Should
So
we
let's-
bother wearing the armor at this point?
Only if it's better armor for you.
It's not for me.
No, I prefer my own.
All right.
And helmet back on.
Who's driving the truck?
Oh, I put the gun back to Crack because, yeah, I can't. I don't think I can carry that until I get a backpack.
I can make something to make it a little easier for you to wield when we're back on the Shia.
I am able to
The way
drive.
encumbrance works, I could carry it if I had a backpack. I just don't.
Well,
Yeah,
yes.
encumbrance, not cumbersome. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I was responding to Nere's, but I should do that in character. Wasn't the entire point for us to be in the back, so as not to tip off?
Well, they're already tipped off.
There are tips.
Yes, and
To be clear,
I have training driving.
I don't know if they're tipped off. I just know as soon as we get there, they're going to shoot at us.
Which might simply be because we have no method of keeping the same level of outside garrison surrounding the truck as they did previously. So,
Well,
All right.
let's get on our way then.
ramming through the doors then, Nereis.
All right.
Would you
I will get
prefer
in the
to
driver's
drive, or
seat.
would you prefer for me to drive?
You are better with a gun than I am. Shoot back.
Okay.
I drive.
You could bust out the glass and brace that LMG on the hood if you want.
Yeah, fuck it. We're not going into subtle. If the GM's gonna let me put a machine gun on the hood of this car, that's how I'm doing this.
Counterpoint. Isn't this what we might call a self-fulfilling prophecy?
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely, but I don't think our prophetess is gonna let us have any other kind.
Now, is that going to take up the passenger seat?
Yes,
Position,
that would
then?
take up the passenger seat
Okay.
position.
All right, Josh will climb in the back.
Sorry.
All right, so
No, it's fine.
you bust out the front glass.
My inner Mad Max is very pleased with this new
Right?
development.
You're 100%.
This is exactly everything I wanted when I decided I was going to actually be able to use a gun in the Jedi game.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just require that as we drive up, you yell "What a lovely day" as you start firing the gun.
Oh, what a lovely day.
I need to watch that movie again. I don't remember it well. I remember liking it.
Oh,
but
it's so
Oh,
good.
it's
It is
so
such a
good.
good movie.
Fucking brilliant.
I just don't remember much
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
All right, Nereus, give me a piloting planetary check. Difficulty 2.
Okay.
Corserath in the back kind of looks over to Avazia. honestly, I kind of enjoyed this approach more. I've gotten my fill of assassination missions.
This is the better approach for me as well. I enjoy killing.
Crack is just like
Well-
sitting nearby, sort of inching away a little bit as he goes through the boxes.
So you all hear the
Greg
treads
is in the wrong back of. It's in the back of the wrong vehicle.
as the
Wait.
as the bodies
Ah,
are
shoot,
dumped
I would
as
have-
the bodies are dumped out and Nereus gets in and
Well.
turns on the thing and hits the gas. You hear the treads spinning, and those of you that are in the back can hear rocks firing off behind the truck.
Shit.
Too much
As the
weight.
Hang
truck
on.
does not move.
Hang on.
All right.
I'm gonna.
Crack.
I want to retry that using flow.
Sure.
Okay.
Increase difficulty to 3. Actually, not increase difficulty, add a setback die for the repeated
Okay.
attempt.
Setback. Okay. And then flow. Sorry. I had to unplug my mouse. Let's see. Flow. So I can. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm going to try and yeah, spend 1 force to add 1 success. So I'm gonna try it with that. Hopefully I get a force.
Be 2 difficulty, 1 setback.
Yep. And back to that page. There we go.
Hey!
I'm not gonna use the force.
Okay.
At that point.
So after spinning the treads for a little bit and spitting rocks out, they finally get enough debris out from underneath them that they grip, and the truck takes off up the hill.
Right.
Yay, triumphs.
Yep.
The truck moves slowly. Again, those of you that are in it, you feel like you could probably outpace it on foot.
But it's armored.
You can.
It is a wall of hit points between us and the guns.
You can believe that. And as the truck gets into view of the gates, there is a trooper on top. There's a trooper on a watch platform next to the gate that, true to Ilyana's prediction, unloads a light machine gun, a light repeating blaster at the truck.
I am
As soon as-
unloading that.
Yep. So let's
Is
go
it as soon as we're in view?
as soon
or-
as you're in range, basically.
Okay. All right.
Which, as soon as you're in range of it, it's in range of you. So,
Because you're using the same guns.
Yeah, the other question is which of us is going first, because if I'm going first, I get another boost die.
well, let us roll initiative.
Can do.
Don't forget to eliminate your difficulties.
Yes.
And if you have, wait,
Is this vigilance or cool? Because we know we're
You-
going into
yeah,
this
you're
fight.
prepared, so it's going to be cool for everybody.
I rolled with force dice. Ignore those.
It's okay. It didn't add it to the tracker.
Bam!
You should.
Nice.
I don't think you should have 4 boost die for that initiative roll, Red.
Oh,
Unless you have a talent that gives you that, in which case,
No,
damn.
I don't. I don't. No. Oh, because the last thing I rolled was that. Oops.
So let's see. That's
So just
that's,
delete the.
1-4. Yeah. Delete the 1-4.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I even thought I remembered to. Yeah, 1 advantage.
Well, the NPCs aren't going first.
They're not.
Can
Excellent.
I make a case that I should go first?
Yes,
Because
you should. You
I
can
have-
definitely go
absolutely
first.
fire first.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't even think you need a
Cool.
case for that.
I think it should go everybody in the back taking up the first force as we wait.
I get a boost die. I'm aiming,
So 2 boost die.
which. Yeah, I get a boost die from aiming. I get a boost die from
Going first.
quick strike.
Yeah.
Fuck them up.
And Yeah, we're gonna try and do that.
Fuck him up!
Cool.
Would you like to
Boom.
activate auto fire?
Yeah, auto fire is the one I want to.
So that'll be 13 damage twice.
Yeah.
So Red gets into position. Those of you that are in the back of the truck just hear a.
Oh, we didn't have a difficulty on that. I apologize.
Oh, sorry. There should be long range should be 3 difficulty.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for noticing that. I would have felt bad.
You still fuck him
Okay.
up. You can still auto fire.
You still
I'm
activate.
still auto firing.
So, but this time it's only 11 damage twice.
Just as good.
So much worse.
So there's a as as 4 of the troopers that were around the gate just get annihilated along with the gate itself, which just gets blown open.
Presumably the one with the heavy machine gun is also among the dead.
Oh yeah, this is one of the first ones to get hit. It's just spray.
Yeah, that was the goal. Cool. That's my turn.
Next PC slot.
Well, Nerees, you're
Touch it,
driving,
Nerees.
so...
Yeah, I'll drive.
All right,
Forward.
you two maneuvers to move the vehicle. You're in the compound.
Cool.
Is anybody within engaged range of us, or even short range?
Yes, there's one person left who's in engaged range.
Because there's
Jash is
specifically one
going for
person...
it.
Oh, darn it.
Jash is mad, and Jash is going next.
Go for it.
All right.
I was going to say, because it's specifically one person, Corsarath wants to go first, but go for it.
Jash forgot to open it.
Corsarath loves isolated opponents.
Jash forgot to open a door and is still smarting from that a bit. Hey!
Well, you didn't forget to open the door this time as you slice through the last remaining trooper.
Shwing.
All right.
Easily done.
Well, that group's dead. Next PC slot.
Is there anyone within that was engaged range? Is there anyone in short range?
No. Short range will get you to the door of the facility. Anybody inside that will be in medium range from you.
And there's no one visible
I will-
outside, so they're all presumably in the facility.
Well, yeah, you killed the 5 that were waiting for you at the gate.
I will not go next. I will allow one of the people that takes damage to run to the door first.
Let one of the door kickers go first.
Fazia will do that.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're currently in medium range from the door to the facility.
Okay. Can I spend 2 maneuvers to get up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. You get out of the truck and up to the door. Next.
Corsarath will also close to the door then.
Right.
There's nobody else outside.
Nope.
Red made sure of that.
Yeah, fair.
Red
Isn't
definitely
it
got
better
high
that they're
score
not
currently.
shooting at us, even if it lets you do less murder?
I mean,
Yes, it
I'm
is.
not complaining.
And next PC slot.
I will go. I will now follow behind,
Hey,
like
hang on. Red,
like the dark
there's-
side hanger on. I am.
Oh wait, hang on. No, not next PC slot. Sorry. Now it's an NPC slot. Then it's the next PC slot. I was off by 1 on my count. You'll go after the NPCs go.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was Red, Nerees, then Jash, then Avasia, then Corsarath, then NPC slot, then 2 more PC slots. The door is kicked open as troopers file out.
Hi. We're in engaged range.
You are. Firing into engaged range.
Which means our melee defense applies, I believe.
Let me take a look. Making ranged attacks at engaged targets. When attacking a target engaged with an ally, or if the target and the character with whom he is engaged are both enemies of the attacker may not worry about it. Making ranged attacks while engaged. Any opponent engaged with a character when the character makes a ranged attack may add a boost die to their next brawl, melee, or lightsaber check against that character. You automatically lose that bonus if you're no longer engaged with that character.
Okay.
In addition, the difficulty of some ranged attacks increased while the attacker and enemy are engaged. Another ranged attacks become impossible. So engaged with ranged heavy gets +2 difficulty. Engaged with ranged light gets +1 difficulty.
Okay, so that's the penalty.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they do still apply range defense. So my defense is only 1 against this.
As the person with the light repeating blaster levels it at the Sith at the door.
Which of the two Sith?
The Sith. It's a light repeating blaster.
There's enough for both of us.
I'm just saying, who's the primary target here? Because that determines who applies defense.
It's gonna be Avasia. Avasia is the scarier looking one of the two. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Fair.
Avasia's got those Abby muscles. People that are familiar with Last of Us 2.
It's all right. I believe Avasia can soak better than I can.
She can, I believe.
What's your soak right now?
7.
Yeah, you're way better than I am. I only have a soak of 4.
Looking for my range difficulty. Oh, I have a handout for that, don't I? I should just look at that. I should look at the handouts that I made for quick reference. Under the quick references tab.
Yeah, so it'll be difficulty 3 for the range heavy.
Where? Why can't I? Oh,
Attack difficulties.
there it is. Thank you. Engaged is easy, but it's going to be +2, so it's difficulty 3. Got it. All right. Bubba lubba dub dub.
Sure, why not?
1, 2, 3. Do you have any ranged defense, Avasia?
No.
So we're getting that roll.
Or you're not.
Jesus Christ, fucking piece of shit. Okay. So they don't get to auto fire. They don't get to auto fire, but
they don't get to auto fire.
that is 14 damage, pierce 1 to
You
Avasia.
apply 6 of your soak.
Okay.
Do you have deflect?
Don't think
I don't
Juyo
believe so.
Berserker doesn't get any defensive abilities.
I'm sorry, how much damage did you say, John?
So 14, pierce 1. Your soak gets reduced from 7 to 6. So 14 minus 6 is
8.
8. So you take 8 damage.
Is this wounds? Or
Wounds.
strength?
This is the wounds.
Okay.
That would have been way worse on me.
Oh yeah. No, I'm fine.
The other 4, 2 of them draw a vibro knife and try to stab Corsarath.
Oh, that was the bad plan.
They try. So what's your melee defense?
3. Try again.
1, 2. So they both hit you.
Okay.
Okay.
Pierce 2, vicious 1. We're going to use that triumph to trigger a crit. So that's going to be a crit with a +10 modifier on your roll, as you take 4 and 5 damage.
I parry both of those. I take no damage from either of them.
All right. You still take the crit.
So it's a crit +10.
Yep.
Oh, that's not good.
Jesus fuck, William.
Oh shit!
I don't know how that happens on something that deals no damage.
Oh,
Because it's a vibro knife, it moves so smoothly that you don't take any physical damage. It just takes your fucking arm or whatever off.
Oh my gosh.
For the viewers at home, the critical result was a 103. Maimed. Limb permanently lost.
Hang on.
Oh.
I need to double check crits to see how that works with no damage.
Let's double check and make sure whether or not you actually take the crit.
I have a box full of synthetics back on the shield.
I was just waiting for this moment.
True. Crack what has been waiting for this moment.
Yeah, this is true.
I'm the worst.
Damn it, Aaron.
Crack wished
Yeah,
on
I know.
Corsaroth's
I'm
hand.
very proud. I am very proud.
Yeah, there's nothing that I'm seeing, at least, that says you don't take a critical injury if they can trigger it, even if you reduce the damage they do to you.
I'm trying to see.
Let me look at parry real quick, just to as it in the...
That would be my assumption, given that like the executioner build is around critting really hard.
Yeah.
There it is. Force and Destiny
A critical-
165. A critical injury can only be activated on an attack that deals damage that exceeds a soak value.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay, so
Oh,
you don't
yeah,
get crit.
Yeah,
to know.
that
Yep.
would make
Yeah.
sense.
Alright.
Yeah,
Damn
no,
it! I'm sorry, William, but
The
that would have
monkey's
been
paw
fucking amazing.
unfolds.
Page
Yeah.
page 211, yeah. That's where I'm seeing
Right.
it. But yeah.
You do take strain from your parries. 'Cause
I
you
do.
parry twice. And the last trooper throws a frag grenade at
Oh.
the truck.
Fair.
We can't parry a thrown thing, can we? Or
No.
Not,
I mean,
not. I don't think
I
so.
have reflect. Which
Yeah, I do
lets me
too.
So
do-
reflect is if they're attacking you.
Yeah.
yeah.
Can't reflect an explosion,
This
unfortunately.
is more a to whom it may concern.
Can I catch it with move and throw it away?
That's something you can do on a react, though.
That's what I'm asking.
If you had a talent that let you do that, yes.
Oh, fair.
'Cause I'm pretty
Here's
certain
the problem.
there is a talent that lets you do that.
We could treat it like it's a baseball and just thwack it away, but then we would be hitting it really, really hard. And that would cause a problem.
Difficulty 2, ranged
Well,
light.
let me just say that there's a reason that Junkrat is the pitcher on the Overwatch baseball
Yay.
team.
Well, that's not good.
So the frag grenade rolls underneath the truck. And
Wait, it's a frag grenade?
yes,
We're fine.
8 damage,
I mean, we're not dead.
blast 6. So everyone in the truck takes 6 damage. You can soak
Well,
it.
it's not, okay, so it's not really a frag grenade. It's
It's six.
very explosive.
Yeah, it's very explosive.
I mean, if, for example, a frag grenade, all of the fragmentation inside is adamantium, it doesn't matter what you're in between. What's in between, what you're hiding in.
John, are we considering Josh in the truck for this one?
You're outside the truck, aren't you? Because you stepped out to kill a guy, so no.
Right.
It's just people that are in the truck.
I have
Just
a
the-
question.
The truck takes 8 damage. Everyone in the truck takes 6.
Yeah.
I have a
basically.
question. Is there a reason I should have 3 wounds, or did I just never heal myself from something?
Yeah, the truck crash.
Yep.
That's right.
When they
Okay,
shot
You,
the
you
engine
succeeded,
block,
but
yeah.
still took wounds. Yeah.
that's right. That's correct. That is correct.
Or you failed but took wounds, was the reason.
I need to remember to
Yes.
do the heal strain thing after every scene we have.
Yeah, because you're the only
I
one.
keep forgetting to do that.
You're the only one that failed the roll to land
Yeah,
safely, I
yeah.
think.
It's fine. I'm still good.
So yeah, you do get to soak the 6 though. So
Yes. Yeah.
soak applies for everyone. It probably does very little damage to you because the truck took the majority of the damage.
How's the truck looking?
It's fine.
I'm about to say.
Truck's fine.
It's gonna need some paint, but you know.
Yeah.
Is there any pierce on that?
No pierce.
Okay.
I was gonna say grenades usually don't have pierce. Yeah.
No. They didn't have
Unless you're talking like plasma grenades.
So let's see. The LMG fired,
you-
2 knives fired, a frag grenade fired, one more. It's just gonna blast a rifle at the person with the LMG in the truck. Do you have any range defense, Red?
Do they get defense from the cover of the truck?
No, because they pointedly broke the windshield that would have given them defense.
That is fair. And the answer is no.
Okay.
I think I have one when I'm wielding my lightsaber, but no.
Okay. You're at medium range, so difficulty 2. My son is very upset right now. Probably because the tablet died.
Can I help with deflect?
Only if it's targeting you.
Okay.
Yeah, deflect only deflects things that are aimed at you.
Unless you have one of the guardian talents, which
Yes,
I'm aiming for
unless you have a
eventually.
talent that lets you deflect at others.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
No, I knew what I was doing when I sat up in front of the truck with a very big gun.
It's okay. They might miss.
They won't, but they might.
They could have.
But they didn't.
They didn't. So that's gonna be 10 damage, and
Okay.
I'm going to activate their crit. It's just
Alright,
just a regular crit
so
roll though.
10 damage takes me over wounds.
But you do
takes
get
me
to soak it.
16 out of 14.
You do get to soak it, so
Oh, right. I actually have a soak value this time. I
Right?
didn't really have one. Sorry.
that's fine.
See,
Do
what
you
is
get to
course
soak blast damage as well?
Yeah, you soak blast damage as well, unless it has pierce.
Okay, cool. So I'm a lot less injured than I thought. 8 out of 14, so I'm still fine.
And roll as a crit. This is the
Yeah.
one where you lose the arm.
Oh, that
I mean, that would be really
funny.
hard.
Be nice and ironic.
I mean, I rolled an 80.
Oh, that's not good.
Attacker
That
may,
is
Ooh.
not good.
attacker
that's-
may immediately attempt another free attack against you using the same dice pool as the original attack. Okay.
Oh, that's
Yay.
real bad.
Does the GM
Oh.
by any chance feel like he now really wants to surrender?
No.
That's real
Fair.
bad.
So that's 9, 10, 11,
Can't
12
crit at
damage.
least.
Still soakable.
Yeah, sorry.
At least they didn't get another crit, though.
I'm doing this in chat because I'm bad at math.
That's fine. So am I. I did it.
8 plus 8 is 16.
16.
Yeah.
You're
Mhm.
4 over your wound
Yeah.
threshold.
So I'm 16 out of 14.
Cool.
Or, no, 2 over, yes.
Okay.
Which
Does that trigger a
activates
crit?
the really complicated dying rules that
Hang
I
on.
should know by now.
So you've exceeded your wound threshold, which means you immediately suffer 1 critical injury. So go ahead and roll your second critical injury.
Now is where we lose an arm.
I actually
Okay.
rolled better that time. I'm slightly dazed.
Slightly
and
dazed
unconscious.
and unconscious, yes.
Yeah.
All right, there's the medic droid literally right next to you.
Yeah.
So you just keep tracking that until you hit twice your wound threshold, at which point you die.
Or until I get crit in such a way that
Right.
I die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now it's a PC turn.
All right, I will get out. A maneuver will get me into short range.
Yes.
And that's all I need to be.
Choke the LMG. I don't know.
They're all bad. They're all bad situations right now, really. So who are my potential targets?
So you got 1 trooper with the light repeating blaster,
Right.
and you've got 4 other troopers that have blaster rifles and vibro knives, and one of whom has thrown a frag grenade.
Right. Does the frag grenade guy look like he has more frag grenades?
No.
Like he's like holding this whole like big bushel of
No,
of
but-
frag
but you
grenades.
can
He's got
see-
a fruit basket.
You can see all the others have one frag grenade on their belt.
Yeah, I feel like the like repeating guy is probably the guy to go after currently.
Seems correct.
Seems to be a solid choice.
Yeah.
Could be better, but I'll take that. There's 2 damage.
All right. So you have
And
immobilized.
I just start
and-
twisting and scrunching and you're not choking loud enough.
That's because you can't choke loud.
Unfortunately, it stops
Choke
him from making
louder!
maneuvers, not actions.
For the record, that was in character.
Perfect.
Next PC slot.
Nerys, I believe, is the last one.
No, Nerys went second. Nerys already
Oh,
gone.
Nerys went second. Right, Nerys drove. So
I
Crack
haven't
is the
done
last one.
Crack's last
Yeah.
one.
I will hop out. Nerys is still near the truck.
In the driver's seat.
I'm
In the driver's seat.
In the driver's seat.
Okay, all right. Crack will hop out of the back and say, Nerys, everything okay up there?
Nope. I've got it.
Oh,
I've got it.
okay. And if I spend 2 maneuvers, can I get to the LMG?
Yeah.
All right. Is it an emplacement?
No, it's a person holding it with on a sling.
Okay. Are they floating off the ground currently?
They're on their tippy toes.
Yeah, they're on their
'cause I don't
toes.
think I can actually pick them up.
Yeah, they're not
Okay.
fully off the ground, no.
Clearly choking and yeah.
How many others are there?
4 others.
I like to think that the fact that you lift off the ground has nothing to do with the Force. It's just a weird rule of the galaxy where anybody who is choking also floats at the same time.
Well, you're trying to get away from
Yeah,
the thing that's
pretzel stuck
choking
in
you,
there.
and so you just get up on the...
Right.
It's
yeah,
like
exactly.
it's actually like a just a physical reaction of like
It's a
you're-
physiological. Everybody's got a gas bladder that immediately inflates
Well, no, it's
to try and compensate for the lost oxygen.
It's more like how a cat tries to get away from their own vomit while they're vomiting. It's that kind of
Right,
thing.
exactly.
It's like
Okay. All right.
I
So
will note that immobilized means they can't take maneuvers, not they can't take actions. And shooting is an action.
Take out the gun, Crack.
This is
Yeah.
true.
yeah, I'm gonna attack the I'm gonna attack the gun. I think. No, I'm gonna attack the person with the gun.
so you're gonna take 2 strain to have taken that extra maneuver,
Yes, I have done so.
right? And go ahead and make your attack roll. 2 difficulty.
Okay.
Woo!
Wasn't it only 2 maneuvers to get up there?
Yeah. So 1
Yeah.
maneuver and then an extra. If you want to attack, you have to take that extra
Yeah,
maneuver
take
by
the,
taking
take the other
strain,
one for strain.
because you can only attack,
Look at that,
action, and
though.
maneuver.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, you fucking kill him. You kill him and the guy next to him.
His friends, you kill his.
I know who's getting the
Children.
next choking.
And I would like to use that one to activate paired, and I think that only takes me 1.
I think paired takes
2.
at
Does it
least.
take 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Double check, but I think it's
Yeah.
2.
Let me here. Hold on. Let me double check.
What book is it in?
It's in Fly Casual.
Fly casual. Casual
got it over-
flying. For
I got it over
casual
here, just
people.
out of range, just out of camera. Oh my god! It says I do 50 extra damage.
I have it open on my other monitor.
I mean, I misspoke. No, it's reduces the advantage required to hit with the secondary weapon when 2 weapon fighting by 1. So
Right, so yeah, so
it
it'll be 1.
takes down to 1.
Oh, okay.
So,
Cool.
Yep. So I'm going to hit another guy for the same amount of damage.
Yep. Is
with
the other?
Well, I apologize for one less
Yeah,
damage.
the other weapon does less damage, doesn't it? Yeah. So.
It is it's a 5 damage because
Still a whole lot though.
Yeah. You,
Yeah.
11.
You hit a second.
No. Yeah. So that other one is. Is it all of the success or
I think
the
it's
first one?
just the weapon.
counts?
I think it's just weapon damage.
I think it's just the weapon damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wait, why? Because it's a lightsaber.
Well, no, because
I mean, I think that's
the
just
way two-weapon
that's just
fighting is you hit the first guy, and then you trigger, and you hit with your offhand weapon for its weapon damage.
I get it. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Mhm.
Fair.
You don't get the
Otherwise,
extra successes.
otherwise it would go crazy
Yeah,
real damn fast.
like otherwise you're doing 17 damage every turn, and
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Otherwise, you start being able to take out things like fighters and shit.
you become a light repeating blaster, but with just your hands.
Fair. All right. Yeah. So that's what, 3 guys out.
With their soak, it is.
They don't
Oh.
get soak against a
Oh
saber.
no, they don't get soak against a saber. Yes, it's 3 guys out.
Okay.
They have really good soak, but it doesn't matter because you're wielding lightsabers. All right. Top of the round. PC slot.
Course Wrath would like to kill
Nice.
people.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Or Nerys can. What's our initiative? Well, we got plenty of PC turns before NPCs.
Yeah,
get to
no,
go.
you-
Nerys can
yeah,
kill people. Nerys, do you want to heal people first, or shall I kill people
No,
first?
you can go.
Okay. Course Wrath will kill first. Yeah, we'll use the main hand lightsaber just because extra advantage is generated. Difficulty 2, you said?
Difficulty 2, yes.
Do they have any? They have no defense?
Nope.
Okay. First, I'm going to spend a light side, and I'm going to use my what's the name of this talent? Intense Presence to regenerate 5 strain.
Cool.
And then I'm going to attack. I'm going to take a maneuver to aim.
Aim that funky lightsaber, Sith boy.
And
it wasn't easy. Force
Murder.
controlling Imperial minds.
So
That's pretty murdery.
I will activate the paired attack to strike with the gauntlet Shoto.
Are your weapons
And-
paired?
I'm just dual wielding,
Yeah,
but
just
it's the
dual,
same
so-
stat.
Well,
So that takes 2 rather than
yeah,
1.
2 rather than 1, yeah.
So 2 to strike with the Shoto as well. And then crit.
You kill the last 2. They're dead. All the troopers are dead.
I'd like to heal now.
Make your whatever heal check you'd like to make.
Okay,
like-
it's
Go ahead.
difficulty 3, and I'm using flow with this check. So
So you're doing a medicine check, not a heal, not a force power check, not a heal check.
with flow, I do it as part of a skill check.
Yeah, I meant you're using flow, not heal harm.
Yes, because I heal harm. I wouldn't be able to heal the critical injury.
Are you
anyway.
trying to heal the critical injury, or are you trying to heal?
No, I'm
wounds?
just going for the
Yeah.
just to get Zem up.
Okay.
Right now, and not dying.
But
That
with
would
a
be
with a triumph, they could potentially heal a critical injury into the bargain.
Yeah. And flow gives me, I think, extra.
Successes.
sorry.
You can spend the points for
Uh,
successes.
I have upgrades, so I can potentially affect all other characters in short range for one thing. So mass healing, potentially. I think that's how that works. Or flow can add a success, so that's why I'm doing it that way.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool. All right.
Also, Nereus doesn't want to do heal harm because they have feelings about it. Medicine. Okay. I am going to spend Destiny to flip. Do I just have to spend one to flip one of them?
Well,
or does one
you
do
spend
both?
one to flip as many as you want.
Yeah, one to flip both of those.
All right, so that's
so
well, to use both of them, not flip both of them. Clearly,
Got it.
there's still dark side points that you're using.
yes, yeah. So I take 2 strain, right?
Yeah, you take 2 strain and 2 points of conflict,
Okay.
and you can turn those into 2 successes
Yes.
and a boatload of advantage.
Yep. So 2. And actually that is 2 extra wounds and 2 strain. So that's 4 wounds.
Cool.
Cause I'm real good at this.
4 wounds and how much strain?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So bad news, I didn't have any strain injuries.
Okay.
But you feel so relaxed.
Good
So
news,
chill.
I am back down to 9 wounds, so I'm conscious again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
Cool.
So, as Red regains consciousness in the aftermath of destruction, as the rest of you stand around looking at the bodies of these various dead Imperial troopers outside this communication node, that's where we're going to end for this week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Hi, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.